Welcome everyone to the Warriors Geeky News for the 23rd of March 2014. I am as always your host Scottish Warrior 92. In today's installment of the Geeky News, we're going to be covering 5 hours of additional content for a patch. New Assassin's Creed game is called Assassin's Creed and Unity. It's set in Palmetto Frontier. And, of course, we're going to be covering some new screenshots for Batman Arkham Knights. So sit back, stick around, and let's get into the Geeky. The infamous Second Sons is a game I've been looking forward to. It's been very, very, very difficult to resist going out and buying a PS4 just for this game alone. I have really wanted to play this game, but as it says, one game does not make a console. So I've been very much holding it, and of course it's very difficult for me at the moment to afford a PS4. So I decided to wait, and I have avoided spoilers, reviews, let's plays, everything involving Infamous Second Son. I have not watched a single thing, and I will be not watching a single thing until I get a hold of the game, which hopefully will be maybe later on this year, or depending if more games come out for the PS4, or if I win the lottery. That too. But an interesting piece of news came out is that Naughty Dog released a 300 megabyte day one patch for the game. Now 300 megabytes, if you don't know, is quite a large patch. You're like, what the fuck? There must be a lot of bugs in this game that they need to fix. But actually, this 500 megabyte patch included free content, as in they added missions, difficulty balancing, boss fights, pedestrians, and technical improvements. Now, difficulty balancing, technical improvements, and bug fixing are standard for patches. But literally, they released a patch that gave us free shit. It's basically a patch and DLC in one. Now, I thought this was an interesting topic because not a lot of developers do this. Now, some developers will add some content on day one, but normally you either have to pay for it or you get a code for it, a la Batman Arkham City, which came with the Catwoman DLC, which wasn't really a DLC, but it's actually essential for the story, but it was fairly cheap, and also if you bought it on day one, you got it for free. This is weird. I don't get this. Like, I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it. Now, apparently it's going to add approximately, I'm just reading from here, 5 hours of unique gameplay. The patch includes the Cole's Legacy Content Pack, which is a free upgrade for players who pre-ordered the game. Now, the wording of that is a bit iffy. I don't know if that means the content comes with you, or you have to pre-order the game and get it. Now, I haven't pre-ordered it, so I hopefully will still get it. But hopefully, if that is, then that was probably a nice wee sneaky way for Naughty Dog to sneak it in there, because maybe the publisher wasn't going to let them actually let people get that content unless they pre-order it. So if they've snuck it in via a patch, good on you, Naughty Dog. The publisher ain't going to be happy, but good on you, Naughty Dog. Suppose it's going to add some other wee stuff, exploring things that are after the events of Infamous 2, which I'm very interested in. Now, this is a very difficult thing to judge, because I'm kind of on the fence, like, is this a good or a bad thing? And really, I'm kind of like, it's a good thing, because it kind of gives an idea of, like, publishers rush developers. Let's face it, developers are always rushed to an extent, especially after various games come out, or why can't you be like this publisher or this developer who get their games out much faster than you? When the simple thing is, though, every developer is different. Every developer makes different types of games, has different talents, has different skill sets. They can't make the exact same game as someone else. You can't make a company that's worked on racing games for most of their lifespan and their careers to suddenly suddenly tell them, hey, right, you're not making racing games anymore, you're making an RPG. Can't do that. You can't do it. A racing RPG, however, that they could probably do. I'm sponsored by Diet Coke, which I'm not actually. I'm sponsored by Highland Spring. No, I'm sponsored by. Oh, damn it. I am Brew. 20 million. Here we go. Sorry. But I hope this is a good start for developers. That if it does feel like they're rushed and there's a certain bit of content that was meant to be in the game, but they couldn't finish it by the time of release comes out due to publishers, they can release it via a patch. I hope that this sets a new precedent for people. Now, I don't know how much content of this 5 hours is good. I hope I won't be playing the game for some time, sadly. But at the same time, I'm very happy with this. I am very, very, very pleased that a developer has done this, and hopefully other developers will follow suit and do this exact same thing. Now, I have been hearing mixed things about Infamous Second Son. Some people are saying it's fantastic, some people are saying it's shit, some people are saying it's okay, but not as good as Infamous 1 or 2. I don't want. Please don't ask me to talk about it, because if I have to talk about it, I have to go and watch a playthrough of it. I'm not going to be talking about this game until I get a copy of it myself, which will not be anytime soon, because the PS4 is still a bit out of my price range. I do apologise. Well, I can't apologise because it's not as. But fingers crossed that changes quite in the future. But other than that, I think that's about everything I've got to say on this. Is if I hope that they add something to it. Now, apparently there's some Easter eggs in the game that may be hinting to a new ARG. What the fuck's ARG? Augmented reality game? I'd play an augmented reality game. Oh, maybe it'll be sort of like the new Project Morpheus, where you take the red pill or the green pill. You take the red pill, you go back to your Xbox. You take the green pill, I'll show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Morpheus is funny as shit. Okay, I think that's all I've got to cover on that, but very interesting, very good in them, and I think we'll stop there. And let's now move on to the night of the Dark Knight of Arkham Knights. Oh my dear God, I can't wait. More news has come out for Arkham Knights in the form of screenshots. Now, these screenshots have been released over a week or two, so I was going to cover them last week, but I didn't get around to doing a Geeky News, so I thought I'd at least cover them this week. And all I've got to say is these screenshots just show off the game. That's about it. The screenshot shows off a couple of villains, including Mr. Riddler himself, who a lot of people are saying looks like Charlie Sheen. I don't get it. But a lot of the screenshots are fairly simple. The first one, which I'll be showing you, is just a standard Riddler one. He's got a bit more of a darker and grittier look to him. More mud, the goggles I'm not too keen on, but he's also got a picture of a Batman hanging a la Hangman style. Now, from what I've heard, also, apparently the Riddler challenges are going to be linked with the Batmobile. Apparently, you're going to have to get from point A to point B or something along those lines. If that's the case, I'm okay with that, because it makes sense why the Riddler would do that. He'd want to test everything about Batman. But I do hope that they are going to still have the classic riddles things, like he actually asks you riddles and you have to solve them, or the puzzles, that kind of thing. I still hope they have that, because that's what made Batman Arkham City absolutely fantastic for me. All the Riddler challenges all over the place. So it's Rocksteady, hopefully they'll have it. Other screenshot just showing off Two-Face, who hasn't changed that much by the looks of it compared to Batman Arkham City, so I won't talk too much about that. We got to see Jim Gordon standing next to the Bat sign, which is absolutely fantastic. Hopefully they've got the same voice actor, and Jim Gordon looks great as always. Very interested to see if we'll actually get to interact with him more in this game, because in Arkham Asylum we got to interact with him a little bit, in Arkham City a little bit. Hopefully in this game we do get to interact with him a lot more, due to the fact that it is basically all out war in the streets of Gotham. And of course, my favourite screenshots, the ones of Oracle. Yes, the one and only Oracle, aka Barbara Gordon, makes her in-game appearance in Batman Arkham Knights. Now, Oracle has always been in the game. She's been in Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. Wasn't in Arkham Origins because it was before that events. But Oracle, absolutely fantastic. She's actually going to get an in-game scene in this game, and it looks like you'll probably be interacting with her. Now, from the screenshots I've seen, the first one, as you can see up here, is of her on the clock tower, just Batman there. But the next one is her and her computers analysing something, which are very interesting. Of course, we've got the classic wheelchair with looks like a bit of a punk backpack on her. For those that don't know, why is Barbara Gordon in a wheelchair? I know most people know this, but some people might not know this. Oracle is Barbara Gordon, the former Batgirl. Now, the Arkham universe follows the comic book version a little bit. Barbara Gordon is in a wheelchair due to the fact that the events of the Killing Joke, I believe it is, in which the Joker actually shoots her, and it hits the spinal cord, actually paralysing her from the waist down, and also making, and before that she was already smart, intelligent, all that thing, and instead of actually giving up like most people would, in all honesty, after losing their legs, because I haven't known anyone personally, but I have heard stories of people who have been paralysed and have actually just given up on life. Barbara Gordon says, fuck that shit, I'm still going to help Batman, and she became Oracle, one of the, in my opinion, one of the best heroes out there. Like, she's disabled, but she still helps. And she doesn't see her disability as a weakness, she sees it as a strength. She might not be able to be out there kicking butt and kicking ass and kicking names, but she's at least doing the right thing and helping Batman. Batgirl is definitely one of my favourite characters in the Batman universe. I actually absolutely love the New 52 version of her, written by Gail Simone. That actually takes after the events of The Killing Joke, where she actually gets the ability to walk again, but it still references in that. But I'm very interested to see what they're going to do with Oracle in this game. Like, it looks like you will actually be talking with her and interacting with her, which I'm very, very, very pleased with. Very interesting to see the chemistry between Batman and Oracle. Apparently Kevin Conroy has basically said he's returning, which I'm very glad about. But I'm very interested to see what they do. Like, in all honesty, I'm kind of hoping there's a DLC that involves Batgirl, like the old school Batgirl. Like, I'm a Batgirl lover. I absolutely love her character. I think she's my favorite one is still. I don't know, the only one I've ever known is Barbara Gordon. I don't know about the other ones. I know there's like 3 other ones apparently. But Batgirl is my favourite, and I'm hoping that they do a la Robin DLC or Nightwing DLC, where they have the challenge match where you get to play as Batgirl. Like, I'm kind of hoping that, because I really think it's about time that Batgirl going to make her debut in the Arkhamverse. Even though Oracle has made her appearance, I think it would be nice. Now, it's the Arkhamverse. They could say she got a mech suit and she can walk again. You never know. It's in the Arkhamverse. We'll wait and see what happens. But I think it'll probably just be her standard Oracle role in the story. Maybe some DLC. Other screenshots show off Penguin, who's now shaved his hair completely and has his monocle and all that, and Two-Face, the standard stuff. And that's all the screenshots that I've been able to find. I'm pretty sure there are more out there, but the game does look absolutely fantastic from the screenshots alone and the trailer that came out. Now, I don't know what else is going to be happening with this game. I have read up a few things here or there, but I am very cool and interested, that's a new term, to see what will happen in Arkham Knights. Due to the fact that Oracle is now confirmed, what other characters will be confirmed? Will Nightwing make his prenuptial story-based debut? Will we see other ones? Maybe we'll see other Arkham characters. Maybe we'll actually see the other Batgirls, like Cassandra Cain. Maybe we'll actually see the Red Hood, Jason Todd. Maybe we'll actually see him, because that'd be interesting. Apparently it is Scarecrow, though. It's not Jason Todd, but you never know. Jason Todd might pop up and say, "Hey, Batman!" And in all honesty, there's only one there's only one actor I want to see play Jason Todd. I'm sorry, it's a bit stupid, but I think Jensen Ackles was fantastic under the Red Hood. Now, Rocksteady have made it quite clear that they respect the property. They've got voice actors they got Batman and Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill. And Tara Strong. Even though she's not voicing Batgirl, she's actually voicing Harley Quinn in this series. They still got Tara Strong. I hope that they get Jensen Ackles to voice Jason Todd if he is in the game, because he voiced him in Under the Red Hood, which is one of my favourite Batman movies of all time. And yes, I do mean better than the Nolan movies. Favourite still probably Mask of the Phantasm. But I think that's all I can hope. As of everything else, there's not much more news out there of Arkham Knights. It's been very hush-hush right now. As soon as more news comes out, I will cover it. Now it's time to touch on the fringe side of things, and let's dive into Project Assassin's Creed Unity. Well, it's finally official. The next Assassin's Creed game has been announced, and its project name is Assassin's Creed Unity. And hopefully the trailer will be showing up here. And it is going to be set in France. Paris, Parle de Français. Very, very different. I wasn't expecting that. I honestly, Assassin's Creed can set in whatever fucking city, time period they want, but it's going to be set in France during the French Revolution, which I'm very okay with. I'm very interested to see what that is. My friend MD made the little joke. And everything that heads are going to roll, and there was a wee guillotine preview, and that kind of made me shock, I'm not going to lie, especially with Anne Boleyn and all that crap. I'm very interested to see what this now. I was one of the people who was kind of hoping maybe it would go in Japan, China, or maybe a Western Assassin's Creed. Some people were hoping for a Victorian one. I'm kind of hoping still for a Scottish one, but the Scottish War of Independence one, that'd be kind of interesting. But I'm not too disappointed. I am glad that at least they're branching out into other historical events. They always seem to pick historical eras that are very, very important to the future of humanity. The French Revolution did change a lot of things in France, and it's very interesting to see what they're going to be doing with this. Now, it does look like you are playing a male character again. It was very difficult to see. I'm pretty sure it probably is going to be male, but I would actually kind of hope that the main protagonist in this one is female, because it makes a lot of sense in my opinion for set in France, where of course if you don't know, the women were all supposed to act proper and polite and very, very normal, and have that French etiquette about them. It would make a lot of sense in my opinion to have a female lead in this game. Like the Assassin's Creed already had a female lead in the game Assassin's Creed Liberation, which I have yet to play. I heard good and bad things about it, but I'm not going to talk too much about it. But I'm kind of hoping that they maybe do branch out. I unfortunately cannot tell if it's a male or female, but it does more lead to the expert being male, which is completely fine. I'm not against that, but I think it's about time we actually got a badass fucking female. It's been too long. It's been too long. We need a badass female character. Come on, please. It makes sense in French. In France, it makes fucking sense. Although I'm very interested to see how they add the French personality of Je l'ai done, which I think is French for I surrender. I could be wrong, my French is a bit rusty. Very interested to see if they add that little aspect that I get to surrender. That'd be very cool. I know, too easy, I couldn't resist. But yeah, the game does look rather interesting from this. This is pre-alpha footage, which a lot of developers are doing these days. They're showing games in pre-alpha, alpha, beta alpha. Assassin's Dragon Age 2 Inquisition has been doing that a lot, and the game looks fantastic. This game looks absolutely great for an alpha, and I'm very interested to see what they're going to be doing with it. I think that's how much I can say on it. Like, I am hoping to see what they do. They're probably going to still keep the pistols, of course. Of course, we're probably not going to have naval combat, which is rather disappointing. I love the naval combat in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, but it doesn't make a lot of sense to have that in France, whatever. It doesn't make a lot of sense to have that in France, but you never know. They might add a couple of things here or there that might add to that. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, and hopefully, it won't be as bad as Assassin's Creed 3. I love Assassin's Creed 4, and that made me another die-hard fan again. So hopefully Assassin's Creed Unity will be a step in the right direction. Here's hoping about that. That's all I can say. And all I say is, let the resistance live on! Viva la resistance! Thank you everyone for watching the Warriors Geeky News the 23rd of March 2014. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what your thoughts are, as always, on any story that was covered in the Warriors Geeky News, and any other future stories that you want me to cover. Now hopefully this will continue to be a weekly series depending on my schedule, but if there are any news stories that come out throughout the week, all you have to do is send them to me either via Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, or my Gmail, scottishwarrior92@gmail.com. That's all you have to do if there are any stories that I think are worthy of being covered in the Warriors Geeky News. Get to me as soon as possible and I will add it to the list. And I think that's it. If you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to leave a comment and subscribe. As always, I am Scottish Warrior 92, and I'll see you all next time on the Warriors Geeky News. See you later.